Life is a battle. And the last thing you need in your fight for your best life is to fight with your inner circle, because you're already going to have to fight with negative thoughts. Okay. That life is shit, that life is useless, that there's different things that are bothering you, something breaks, you get a bad hand, just life itself. All of us, in our own way, face negative things. We have negative thoughts. Okay, so most people are in a fight with themselves, and most people are losing that fight. And the people who are losing that fight or already have lost, all they're trying to do is make you lose. It's like if you ever played a game, and when some people are eliminated, what they do is they try to like root for other people to lose, because they're sore losers, negative people. Okay, but I don't trust a too positive person either. I don't trust a Joel Osteen. I don't trust someone that's too positive, and I certainly don't trust someone that's too negative. But I get away from worrying about trusting people. You know, Jesus was asked, he goes, these people love you. And he goes, I know the human heart. I don't trust anyone. You know, there's a scripture says, I know their thoughts, they're useless. Sometimes I block people quick because I can see their negative thought process. And if my thoughts are perceived negative to them, I'm not going to take time and energy to justify myself to them, because they're not my master. Okay? No one's your master. You know, there's a scripture that says, don't call no one your master. Don't call no one your father. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times the tail wags the dog. The negative people try to make you quit. That's why I always tell you, what a job keeps showing up. That's why I tell you, what a YouTube channel keeps showing up. Overcoming negative thoughts and negative people, okay, come from showing up, okay? Not showing off, showing up. Okay. Why? Because the negative thought cannot withstand the persistence. The negative person does not have the endurance to withstand the consistency. Okay. Because like I tell you, you got a negative person on a job, I guarantee you they'll go out on disability. They'll call out sick because they're not taking care of themselves. Their life's a disaster. Give it time. Give it time. They'll be eliminated. You'll be promoted. But don't get in a fight with them. Keep showing up. You zoom right past them. Same thing with anything online. Guys, you know how many trolls I've overcome by the grace of God and through consistency. They don't have enough fake profiles in the world, okay, to stop me. Now, look, YouTube can stop me. How? They say, look, we're not going to monetize channels anymore. Sorry, goodbye. Okay. But what I tell you is this, guys, every day, regardless of YouTube, regardless of your job, it's just you. Okay. It's just you. It's your thoughts. Okay. You want to do something, but you got negative thoughts. Okay. And how do you overcome that? By understanding the consequences of doing nothing. The worst thing you can do is nothing. Why? Because if you're already unhappy now, when you do nothing, times 10. Times 10. If you already don't feel good physically, okay, buying a sandwich at Burger King is going to destroy how you feel. Okay. That's why I tell you, when in doubt, go for a walk. When in doubt, go for a workout. Why? Because I guarantee you, if you got negative thoughts after you go for a walk, workout, you got less. You overcome negative thoughts. Okay. See, don't try to fight negative people, because they've lost to their own mind. Their mind has whipped their ass, okay? And what I tell you is, negative people, let them get committed to the psych ward, okay? And let people who get paid to deal with them, deal with them. You don't deal with them. I don't care if they're your family, friends, or a psychopath you meet. Call the authorities, okay? Work on yourself, okay? Why? Because that's your number one job, okay? You can't save a psychopath. Why? They're determined, okay? They're determined to self-destruct, okay? And what I can tell you is, you have to be determined to self-improve. Okay? I don't know anyone who gets offended at self-improvement other than those who self-destruct, because it's an immediate threat, okay, to their bullshit. Okay? And let me tell you something. You can say, oh, I'm scared. Guys, we're going to die anyway. Okay? And like I said, guys, I could die of the coronavirus. I can get hit by a car. I could have a psychopath get me. But what I tell you, if you're smoking, if you're drinking, if you're dating a drug addict, you're already dead, okay? you're already fucking dead, okay? Because more people die of that every year, and you don't give a fuck about that. So that's why I think you're about bullshit. You're worrying about people wearing masks, and every day you breathe in toxic shit because of your decisions, okay? Because of the negative thoughts and the negative people you got in your fucking life, okay? And you're worried about the coronavirus. Give me a break. Okay. You say this message is too negative. Well, I don't give a shit. Why? Because you got to get intense, okay, to live your best life. Okay. When you go into the gym, you don't have the mindset like you go into the library. Okay. When you go into the library, be quiet, calm, read. When you go into the gym, okay, you got DMX on, you're fucking wound up. Why? Because that's what it takes to overcome that negative thought of, oh, don't work out, go eat a brownie. Don't work out, okay, go watch TV. Okay. So, look, this is a mindset I'm sharing with you, okay? And what I can tell you is most people's mindset, okay, is that of toxicity, okay? And what I can tell you is our own minds, we're in a battle to beat the shit out of our own mind in a healthy way, okay? And if every day you're not focused, you're going to get your ass whipped, okay? Okay. Because what I can tell you is this, guys, the apathetic, the lazy, okay, the unsharp mind, the dull mind gets its ass kicked every day, okay? Okay. I saw a guy broadcast live last night. I like the guy, but he's a bullshit artist. Why? Because he's sitting there saying, oh, look at these poor people. They're living behind a hotel room. Then he started to judge them that they're doing drugs because they ain't shit. But he ain't shit either. Okay. Why? Because he's waiting for another stimulus while he watches other negative people. Get going with your fucking life, B. Okay. I had to turn the channel off. I said, this is getting negative. Okay. And it's like some people deserve to get fucking got. Because I'm like, why the fuck are you even there? Negative people fuck with negative people. Okay. And if you find yourself fucking with negative people, guess what? You gotta make a U-turn. Okay. You gotta make a U-turn. Okay. Remember why you started to smoke. Okay. Remember why you started to drink. Remember, okay, why you got your bike stolen, because you were fucking in the wrong place with the wrong people. Okay. Trying to get some shit free. Okay. So I always tell you guys, don't buy in a bad neighborhood. Why? Ain't nothing positive about that. Okay. And if you don't believe me, you haven't done it. Okay. Or you haven't spent enough time there. Okay. What I can tell you this, guys and girls, and shout out to you, Coconuts. I'll see you in a live chat. We'll get to it. Keep showing up. Keep overcoming. And look, you got to get intense. Okay. And you got to separate from the negative thoughts, negative people, toxic places. Okay. And you can't sit there judging other people, okay, when you haven't put in the work of your own life. Okay. That's the message. I'll take a hydration break, read the live comments, and we go from there. Coconuts. What's my favorite DMX song? The Rain, from the Grand Champ album. Now I know only I can stop the rain. You know that song, Coconuts? The Grand Champ album. No, it's not Party Up in Here. I thought that was a big gimmick song. Not any of the basic ones. The Rain from the Grand Champ album. What's your favorite DMX song, brother? Love to you, man. Shout out to Manhattan. What I can tell you is this. Okay. Don't be around people who play games. Okay. They want attention. Okay. And what I'll tell you is you don't overcome by attention seekers. Okay. Why? Because everyone has abandoned them, not on purpose, not on accident. People who are abandoned, it's not by accident. It's that everyone bent over backwards to help them, and they got fucked. Okay. And you're standing there, you're like Coconut and Dreams. You're the last person in Manhattan. Okay. You're I Am Legend. You're Will Smith. You're fucking with the worst type of person. Everyone else has abandoned them. And they abandon them because they're a piece of shit. Okay. And the only way they're going to get better is if they do the work of their life. And if they don't, they're not. Okay. And the only way, okay, New York City's coming back is if everyone gets the vaccine. And I don't think they are. Okay. So what I can tell you is this, guys, you got a decision to make. Every day you got decisions to make. And they're not easy. Very tough. And that's why I said the last thing you need is negative people in your inner circle. The last thing you need is to do nothing, to have more negative thoughts. You thought you had negative thoughts this morning, and then you decided to crawl under your blanket. Now you got more negative thoughts. Now it's dark. Now you got double negative thoughts. Now you're up all night. Fucking quadruple negative thoughts. Whew. Getting your ass kicked. Okay. So what I can tell you is this, guys. If you haven't gone to Planet Fitness, run. Why? Because they're probably going to close at 10 p.m. Don't worry, you can wear your mask. Okay, don't worry, you can stop at Chick-fil-A. Don't worry, you can still drink alcohol. You can still smoke cigarettes. You can still fuck with the wrong people. Don't worry. There's an epidemic of obesity. There's a killer drug called tobacco. Alcohol destroys your inner organs. Okay. Chick-fil-A, the grease sticks in your arteries. So what I could tell you is this: you want to overcome a pandemic, you haven't overcome yourself. Okay. Never worry about the crowd, man. Never worry about the crowd. The people who like you, people who don't. Because when you're living your best life, you're focused on making yourself better. However you perceive it, not how they perceive it. Because if you're trying to make yourself better or by how they perceive it, guess what, guys? You're a puppet. Guess what, guys? It's never going to be good enough. Okay. Guess what? You give them an inch, they take a mile. Don't do it, Coconuts. I don't know. But I will listen to it after this live. Love you, brother. Coconuts, do you eat pasta once in a blue moon? Yes. Last time I ate pasta was probably 2 months ago when I was visiting my mom. So my main diet is I wake up in the morning. I have a Starbucks, a tall, which is a small coffee with soy milk, no sugar, and a protein bar. Okay. Then I normally go for a workout unless I'm on my 1 or 2 rest days a week. Then I go for a workout, 15, 20-minute workout in the morning. Okay. Then I have some water. And then I go for a walk. Then at about 9 or 10, okay, I have a bagel and another coffee. Okay. At lunchtime or in the afternoon, I'll usually have a salad, sometimes with coconut shrimp, and a bag of chips. A relatively healthier chip, not Doritos and stuff. Like, you got the veggie chips now and different things like that. And then, at night, I usually have one more cup of coffee with a banana and some bread. So what I could tell you is this: I've been 350 pounds. I've been obese. Okay. And what I could tell you is this, guys: most people, everyone has a different body type. Okay. Some people have a wide ass. I still got a wide ass. Some people have a DNA deficiency. Some people have a thyroid problem. So look, it's not about the weight. It's not about how you look. Okay. All that is what it is. It's about your health. Okay. It's about getting your shit together. Let me tell you something. We already know, look, guys, the way life is, only 10% of the population look good. Doesn't matter how much you work out. Only 10% look good. Okay. 90% of people are butt ugly. Okay. Or very mediocre. Okay. And why do they get together? Alcohol, and they already got their heart broken by a good-looking person. Okay. Look at men going their own way. They're all video gamers who got their heart broken by some girl that probably gave them their first blowjob, and they didn't know what to do. Okay. Now it's crazy. Okay. Now they got this whole online thing. Okay. And look at all these girls. Okay. They married some firefighter. They really wanted to fuck the tall guy with the nice ass, but he wasn't going to settle for them. Because, guys, they're a Girl Scout manager. And the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts, they went bankrupt too. Why? All molesters. Okay. So what I can tell you is this, guys. You're probably going to get your heart broken. Why? Because 90% of people are butt ugly. Okay. And the 10% of people, guys, they got their choice. Okay. It's hard for them to settle down. Guys, I got my choice of home bases, but it's hard for me to settle down because I don't trust anything. Okay. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Beauty fades, but you're left with the bill. Okay. You meet some hot chick, you decide to marry her. You say, oh shit, I got lucky. and then she gets cancer, and then she gets old looking, and then you realize you didn't hit the lottery, okay? You bought a liability, okay? And what I could tell you is this, guys, which was once beautiful is now dookie. Beauty fades. That's in the Bible thousands of years ago. The religious leaders told us this bitch gonna get ugly. This guy ain't gonna be able to fix shit. He's gonna get on your nerves. Jesus said to stay single. Jesus, if you want to say, was men going their own way. Jesus said stay single. You didn't listen. Okay. Now you got a whole bunch of negative thoughts. Okay. And what I can tell you is this: it's only by the grace of God. Look, I can understand. You say, look, I'm addicted to sex, and you can say, look, screw you. I don't want to be single. I love family. I'm not mad at you. Okay, but all I'm telling you is, look, this channel ain't for you. Okay, so you might as well just save yourself the time and the energy, because I'm not going to start making channels about relationships and renovations. Okay, fuck that. I'm going to be making videos about sell your house or buy a very small little RV. Okay, cut off everyone other than the best people in your life. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so let's continue. Coconuts. I think it's better to rent than buy. I've been debating that, brother. In Florida. You're on fire now. Let's read this again. Coconuts. I think it's... The Coconuts the only fucking one in here strong, man. Member in here strong, man. Every day. Coconuts. I think it's better to rent than buy in Florida. So you're more mobile if you want to move around. Coconuts, man. You read my mind, man. You're fire tonight. I'm debating that very much in my mind these past couple days because I saw one home base that may work for me. I think you're 100% right in many ways. Number one is the biggest negative of buying a home base in Florida is hurricanes. Okay? It's a real big liability. The RV lot was the only thing I could see worth it because if you remove the RV, there's no liability. It's just a concrete pad. But the community, RV lots, they're usually in a community because that's the only way the township allows you to legally live in your RV. The problem with that is now you're connected to 200-300 more people in an HOA. This one RV lot I'm looking at, it has a fifth wheel anchored down to the RV lot. So that's almost like a mobile home. And there's a lot of entanglement there. So, but I got to be honest with you, I'm getting tired of, I still love sleeping in my car, but I'm getting tired of being in the public as much. I do need some sanctuary as I get 4 years now full-time on the road. I say that, but I also don't want to commit to anything. But I know, I feel I gotta add some level of stability here, okay? Because I'm not moving around as much, okay? Why? Because I've already seen everything I wanted to see in Florida and the surrounding states. So for me now, I'm just kind of keeping a daily routine. So I say to myself, am I making my life harder or better by living full-time as a nomad rather than having a home base? Well, I'm making my life better because I'm keeping all my flexibility, all my options. And when I have a bad day, when something breaks, when I'm really upset, in the back of my mind, I'm able to overcome negative thoughts knowing that I don't own shit. And I like that. Because I know when I get in a negative algorithm, if I know that I'm connected to neighbors or if something happens with the RV lot or the community, in my mind, it goes too negative. Now, look, could I overcome that? Look, guys, I could overcome a lot of things, but I don't know if I want to put myself in that position. Because how much energy and time do you want to waste on things? I don't know yet. But I got to be honest and fair. I don't know if there's some level of stability I got to add, but I haven't figured it out yet. So when in doubt, I don't buy. When in doubt, I don't buy. And I do think in many aspects, you're better living full mobile in Florida. There's plenty of people who do it. They live full-time in their RV, whether they rent out a campground or whether they have a home. Look, they're full-time in an RV. And there's value there. The negative is, look, you're always on the road. Driving's dangerous. You don't have any sanctuary in the public a lot. But the good is, look, you don't have the liability everyone else has in Florida. Insurance rates, neighbors, bugs, etc. Look, from a tax write-off too, look, it's better to rent. Why? Because you can write off a lot. Some people think it's better to own it. Look, it all depends. Like if you got a family and you're staying in one community for 20 years, probably better to own below your means after you're out of debt. But for a single person, especially if you have a business, a lot of times, like staying at a campground, staying in a hotel, it could be a write-off. So, it's a give and take. Coconuts. A condo is much better than an RV. Then you get amenities like a pool or gym. Condo. Yeah, well, actually, the RV lot I'm looking at, it's in a community, and it's considered a condo community because there's raw RV lots, there's mobile homes, and there's some single family homes. So it's considered technically a condo community. It has a pool, has a laundromat, has a bunch of stuff. Uh, Most of the RV lot communities do. They're not like campgrounds. Technically they're zoned like condo communities, but the RV lots that are still empty and people haven't built on, they're still acceptable to have an RV on. Good questions. Good comments. Coconuts. Why do you like the RV better than a condo? Because there's a level of unentanglement, meaning that if the RV goes bad, if the roof goes bad, if there's an issue, it gets towed off the lot, and then I could put a cheap travel trailer there, $10,000, and that's it. If you have a condo, you can spend $10,000 on a heating and air conditioning. If you have a condo, your walls are connected to neighbors. When you're on an RV lot, there's no walls connecting you to anyone. You have your own concrete pad. Your electrical system is just a utility post that all you do is connect it to. And if and if there's a problem in the wiring in the RV, it's way easier to deal with than the entire condo. So it's less attached. It's more easily replaceable as far as the dwelling on the RV lot, and it's a win-win. I think that's what I want next. I had a condo. I don't want a condo anymore. I don't want my walls connecting with anyone. I don't want to share. I don't want to share that space. I like, and I could see myself, whether I buy an RV lot with an RV on it, utilizing that, and then when it gets old, $2,500 to remove it, and then maybe just keeping a small travel trailer on it and taking it off in hurricane season for 2 months, going up north, then come back down. So that's how I feel. Coconuts. You can rent a condo if you decide to go up north. Nah, that's a negative thought in my mind. Why? I don't want to be a landlord. Landlord's negative thoughts. Why? It's responsibility. I don't really even know if I want the responsibility and liability to own an RV lot. I definitely don't want the responsibility and liability to rent out my place. I'm not the landlord personality guy. I'm not saying look, real estate could be a great investment if you have a certain personality and you want to do it. I don't have that personality. I'm a guy living in his car. I like minimalism. I like less stuff, less entanglement. I don't like dealing with extra people I don't have to. I don't like dealing with extra liability. It's not worth whatever you're going to make for a couple $100 in rental fee. Now, technically, look, if you had an RV lot, you could rent that out. I would be more willing to have a raw RV lot and have someone rent it out. Why? Because, look, it's a concrete pad. What's the worst someone can really do to it? I mean, yeah, they could put this huge RV on it and crack the concrete, but that's very rare, So, look, I wouldn't want a condo and renting it out. Guys, when you rent out your condo, you think people aren't having sex on your bed? You think people aren't taking a dookie in your toilet bowl? Nah, I'm good. I ain't worth a couple grand every year. I'd rather go DoorDash for a couple weeks. Good comments, though. Coconuts. Are they gated RV lots in Florida? Yes, some are. There are some that aren't. Good questions. Coconuts, you're on fire tonight, man. How was your day, brother? Appreciate you, Coconuts. Thank you for everything, man. You're a good man. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Yeah, good and bad days. You're going to lose some people in life. Okay, you're going to lose some friends. You're going to lose some people that once cool with, all part of life. Don't hold on to negative people. And you say, look, they're not negative. They help me. They're a positive. Yeah. But once you guys are not on the same page, it's negative. Why? Because it's a pull and tug. It's a pull and tug. There's a scripture that says, can two people walk together but go in different directions? No. Never forget it. Coconuts. I'm trying to figure out also house, condo, RV, or rent in Florida. Well, if you've never been in Florida, I definitely recommend rent. If you watch my chronicles of my YouTube channel for 4 years, after I was able to when I started the vacation in Florida, that's all I did, and I had to stay in New Jersey until I got a transfer, was I would visit and I would go to different areas of Florida at different times of the year. Why? Because there's different parts of Florida, totally different feel. So I would never buy a house in Florida, even though I almost did, and I'm glad I didn't, because I wouldn't want to live there anymore. I didn't know any better. I was just looking online. I would never buy a house in Florida until I've lived in Florida for at least a year or 2 years. Why? I know that sucks to rent and people want to own, But what I can tell you is the Florida is different with different towns and different feels. It could be within a 10-minute difference. Palm Beach is way different than West Palm Beach, way different. So, rent, okay? Rent or nomad. Until you've spent a couple years here, you've seen flooding, you've seen psychopaths, you've seen panhandlers, and you found the good parts of Florida, and you know the vibe. Because the west coast of Florida has a way different vibe, okay, than the east coast of Florida. West coast of Florida is old white people from Wisconsin, okay, and they're all on the Gulf Coast, and it's a disaster. Okay? And Southeast Florida is a melting pot. It's got a Latin Caribbean vibe, okay, big difference, okay. The Panhandle is basically like Alabama with a little bit of extra palm tree, not even the good palm trees, like very little light palm trees. Northeast is like, St. Augustine and Palm Coast. That's nice, but it's like people who weren't willing to go a little bit further south. So, these are just my opinions, okay? So, but what I tell you is my opinions are formed by me coming down and visiting and seeing like, oh, I don't like the West Coast. You know what I mean? Like Naples is nice, but it's like Mike Dicka. It's not nice. Okay, not for me. Okay, you barely see the ocean. Okay. Now look, parts of Fort Lauderdale I don't like. Okay, Fort Lauderdale could be a shit show. Okay, so it all depends, right? So you got to go and visit. So that's the best advice I can give. But I am getting a little bit, but I always get restless. I get restless when I make it to Florida, when I've been here for a couple weeks and I'm not in my research and planning mood because I've already researched and planned. Now I'm trying to be patient, but also wise in figuring out, is it positive? Is it positive for me to buy a home base or is it negative? See, that's a big question for me. Because in one sense, I see the positive of buying a home base. I know I want to live in Florida, not South Carolina. I know I don't want to travel around the country. I'm not nomadic fanatic. I'm in spring. I know I want to be in Florida. Okay, I think I know I want to be in Florida. I don't want to be in Arizona. I don't want to go see Bob Wells in January. I don't do any of that shit. Okay, so I see the positive where, look, I'm where I want to be. Okay, the negative is, do I want the liability maintenance and the upfront capital to commit to something and have a level of an anchor? Well, I don't know, man. It's a close call. It's a close call, I love the freedom of the nomad life. I'm not going to lie to you. I love the minimalism. I'm getting a little bit burnt out on being in the public, okay? And I'm getting a little bit burnt out on finding spots to camp in a park, and it gets a little bit restless. So I'm trying to look, guys. Life is, you're weighing out the pros and the cons, but I also remember in my mind that life is fluid. Things change. So what's positive today may be negative tomorrow. So I'm looking at my exit strategy. Like if I buy this property in 5 years and 10 years, how hard would it be to sell it? How much would have I put into it? What's my liabilities associated with it? And it wears out my mind. Like even today, I was like, Sam, it's Saturday. Like, don't think about all that shit and just enjoy the day. But in my mind, I'm thinking about it. And that could be a negative too. Coconuts. I want to drink coconut juice out of a coconut on the ocean and feel the heat of Florida sun. Oh, it's a good heat. Beaming on my body and jump in the ocean. Well, let me tell you something. Most people in Florida ain't doing it. Why? Because it requires energy. Like you say, inspirational nomad, it doesn't require energy, any energy to drink coconut juice and to get in the Atlantic Ocean. You know how much energy it takes to get in the ocean? Most people drive by the ocean. Some people stick their toes in the sand. Very few people fully submerge in the Atlantic Ocean. Why? Because you get dirty, you got to wash off. Okay, and you got to exert energy. So they sit their fat ass in their car and they look at the ocean. Okay, and they don't drink coconut juice. They drink an extra large soda from Wawa. Okay, and they got negative thoughts. Why? Because I called it how it was. I saw right through their bullshit. Okay. And they said, oh, don't talk about me. Thumbs down. I don't give a fuck. Guys, look, this is my channel. Okay. And so look, You don't like my channel, you go watch something else. Okay. You go live your own life. Go make your own channel. Okay. However, what I can tell you is this, guys. Most people are leeches. They're vampires. Okay. They don't have they don't have lifeblood running through them. So the way they get positive energy is to suck it out of you. They're negative. Guys, like, you ever see a battery? Look at a battery when you get a chance. Okay, I know, like, look, some of you butt ugly chicks that keep commenting on here, you guys know you got plenty of batteries in your dildo. And some of you gay guys that want to get with me, you've seen double D batteries. Come on. You may not see double D breasts, you still have batteries. Look at a battery. Okay. A battery's got a positive side and a negative side. Okay. And what I can tell you is, guys, most people in life, negative. Okay. Why? Because it's easier to be negative. Like, guys, I can scream, I can get pissed real quick. Okay. But it's hard to stay positive. And I don't trust Joel Osteen. I think he's negative. Why? Just, guys, I don't trust that guy with nothing. I don't care. And like all the psychopaths who don't do shit with their life, they listen to Joel Osteen and say, oh, Joel Osteen says I'm a good person. You're a piece of shit. Okay. Joel Osteen says everyone's a good person. I would like to see a drug addict psychopath come live with Joel Osteen. I guarantee you he'll turn an atheist in 2 weeks. Okay. I got a couple relatives. I'll have them come live with Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen didn't even want to open up the Superdome when there was a flood. Yeah, I know how Joel Osteen get down. He can sell books to the psychopaths, but he won't let them live with them. I know how Joel Osteen get down. Okay? Let me tell you something. Joel Osteen turned atheist. I got a couple people I know, I said him come live with him. He'll turn atheist, I guarantee you. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Okay. It's very easy to get to a place where the negative people they're just sucking off the positive people. Okay. And I don't know why God created that. And that's why sometimes I curse God. That's why they curse God in the Bible. Why? Because like everyone in the Bible knew, we're fucked. Okay. Why are we on this reality TV show? Okay. I don't know. Okay. Now, at the same time, again, have I been blessed? Do I have it better than some other people? Yes, in many regards. I'm very thankful. Have I feel like I've been saved certain times? Of course. But, what are we doing? But then you start to go all these negative thoughts if you think too much. That's why they say ignorance is bliss. Okay. So don't even, don't go too crazy down this road if you're trying to figure everything out. You're going to get negative because you can't figure out everything. So you almost have to accept a level of not understanding. Okay. It's true. So I heard some people scream. What a disaster. Coconuts. Seems like people who are free-spirited and live out their dreams and do what makes them happy are the happiest in life. Nah, that's a show. Okay. I think most people I don't know, man. I think most people are, you gotta take it day by day. Because I don't think anyone is fully happy. That's why when you hear people interviewed, they say oh, I know everyone thinks I have it made, but I don't have it made. And I'm talking about rich people. I'm talking about hot people. Remember, Jennifer Lopez has been divorced 3 times. So has Halle Berry. Remember, Michael Jordan's now fat, out of shape, and no one really likes him. Okay. So remember, Donald Trump was once looked up to. Now he's just a piece of shit. Probably go down as a bad person in history. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Your Trump 2020 flag is useless. Why? Because everything in life, what seems to be the truth, it's just everything fades. Okay. And happiness fades. So does sadness. Who do I think is the happiest in life? I don't think there is anyone that is the happiest. I think people live a better life by taking life one day at a time, by consciously making decisions to progressively get better. Okay, so I think the worst people in life are people who don't do shit, are people who try to save other negative people. The worst people in life, the most nastiest or miserable, are the people who try to save other negative people. Because they're really not trying to save other negative people. They're trying to avoid doing the work of their life. And like I said, guys, look, I guarantee you, whether it's a year, 2 years, 10 years, whenever the coronavirus is gone, there'll be another excuse. And there'll be more people doing nothing. Okay. Because I know before the coronavirus, people put their life on hold. Guys, it takes a lot to get people off the couch. Why do you think they call it the lazy boy? The lazy boy is the #1 selling piece of furniture in America. Why? Because people want to sit their big ass on it and never get up. And why are storage units a billion-dollar industry? Because people don't want to move on with their life. They're broke as shit, and they're paying an extra $200 a month to store shit they don't use. It's a disaster. It's a mindset. You say inspirational nomad, is that a negative mindset? That sounds negative. Well, for me, it's negative. You say, well, are you happier than someone with a storage unit? Look, I'm not competing with anyone. So guys, if you're happy with your lazy boy and it don't matter what I think. Why? Because it's your life. And it's my life. If I want to say fuck a storage unit, I'm going to say fuck a storage unit. If I want to say fuck a lazy boy, I'm going to say that. Now, if I buy a home base, will I have a lazy boy in it? Yeah. Why? That's why you get a home base. Okay. However, what I can tell you is this: you don't lose 200 pounds by staying on the lazy boy. Okay. So, it's a comprehensive way to look at it. My man, Coconuts, I dream of the ocean every day. Well, you got to keep your dreams. Why? Because it's a level of energy that'll push you past your negative reality. If you give up on your dreams, you're going to succumb to all negativity. And I've had my dreams crushed a few times, and I felt the depths of hell. When your dreams die, and you're on the episode of Shark Tank, and you're begging Mr. Wonderful, you want to give him a blowjob for a royalty deal, life's over. Okay. And all I can tell you is when life is over, just keep taking it one day at a time, one step at a time. Keep walking. Why? Because, guys, life ain't over. It's going to drag out. Okay, it's going to drag out until it's over. Okay, it's going to drag out a little bit longer. Okay, so it's not over yet, guys. The party is not over. Coconuts. I know a lot of people with money and they're stressed out all day. I know. That's why I tell them, look, give me your money, okay? And be happy, okay? You're stressed out. You got too much money. Give me that shit. I know, okay? I'm happy with a lot of money, okay? So some people haven't figured that out yet, but that's all right. That's what they are. I can't save everyone. You know what I mean? Oh, what a disaster out there, man. Oh, Coconut. Yeah, Coconut's laughing on the ground emoji. I love you, brother. Coconuts, I appreciate all your comments. Coconut said it was 60 degrees today. Well, suck it up, because it ain't going to be 60 for long, man. But supposed to start getting colder. Oh, yeah, welcome to winter. Jumping in my car and driving south. You better get your ass down here, man. One day I'm going, just saying, fuck it. There you go, brother. You got to say fuck it sometimes. And I'm getting very close. Well, brother, that cold weather will push your ass. Because I'll tell you, once it starts to get 20 degrees, and that's a high for the day, you may say, fuck this shit. I'm not going to die in Manhattan. And I'll tell you, damn right, brother. Coconuts. How much for the nice RV lot? Good question, brother. So the cheapest one I could find is around 100,000. That's in a nice area. Okay, I can find cheaper in bad areas. Don't want it. So I don't think I want to spend more than 100. The nicer one would probably be between 150 and 120 as far as, like, there's nicer RV lots that have better landscaping, a little bit more private. But I don't, in my mind, at least at this point, to keep within my financial goals, I wouldn't want to spend more than 100 grand. I'm at the point where I would possibly consider spending 100 grand. Now, still, I still have the HOA and the taxes. Property taxes around $1,500 a year. HOA around $300 a month. But my monthly expenses would be under $500 a month. So right now I spend about $1,500 a month with all my expenses. So if I get a home base, I'm going to spend less in gas, less in food. And I still think my goal is to always keep my budget below $2,000 per month, because then I can always support myself with DoorDash, and I'll be okay until I can find another main job if I needed to. And so I think that's a good metric. One of the concerns, though, is the liability. Okay, if a hurricane comes and something major happens where the RV gets thrown up in the air and crashes into something. Now I looked at a $300,000 insurance liability coverage, and that was about $350 a year. So that's not bad. Coconuts. What if you bought a lot and your neighbor put a Trump 2024 flag. It's possible, man. Now, I think a lot of these communities don't allow that to try to keep the peace, which is wisdom. Now, look, guys, you guys know, look, I mean, I speak my mind on my channel, but I get along with all people because I'm on my business. I'm not going to be out there like, trying to debate him. I'll just be keep my mouth shut. I'm there. I get in my house. Like same thing when I lived in a condo in New Jersey. Guys, I knew neighbors and stuff, but I'm sure there are plenty of hardcore conservatives there. Because, guys, I lived in a gated, nice community. So, guys, look, there's going to be some conservatives there. So what I can tell you is this, guys, I'm on my business. And I've blocked liberal people from my channel. So I don't fuck with all liberals either. Bottom line is, when I'm at my home base, I don't want to know who you vote for. Okay, I just want you to stay off my property. I'll stay off your property. If we need each other in an emergency, I want us to support one another. But I'm on my business. And I think that's the best way to live life. Coconuts. I might rent, then look for a condo. Yeah, definitely rent in the beginning, brother, until you get around and you see how Florida is. Or anywhere you'd want to live. Look, if you've never been to a state or a country or a place, you got to visit first. Why? Because it's a completely different thing in reality versus in your mind. Especially when you're there for more than 2-3 weeks. When you're there for 4, 8, 12 months, the reality is way different than the idea in your mind. Like right now, you're sitting in your place in Manhattan, and it's cold weather, and you're looking outside, and it's like Armageddon, and you're thinking like everyone's just like frolicking around on the beach and bikinis and this and this and that. But in reality, it's like there are parts like that. And I'm in those parts. It's true. Yeah, it's true. I'm in those parts. House is too much to keep. Well, I agree with that. I don't want a house. I don't want a house. I don't want too much square footage. I don't want too much to take care of. Why? Because it's a negative. To me, too much responsibility, too much maintenance is a big negative. Big negative. And it sucks the energy right out of your soul. For me, that's a no-go. That's a no-win. So good comments, Coconuts. You're a good man. Keep pushing forward, man. Keep your dream in front of you. Keep taking steps, and you overcome. Thank you, brother. Remember, how do you overcome negative people? By showing up, okay? And believe me, they'll come. They're going to come when you show up. Why? Because they're negative, and they want to suck off your positive juice. And what you should do is blow your load right in their mouth. Why? Because they're going to choke on their own shit. Never forget it, Coconuts. I have the same personality as you. Looking for the hot spot beaches, well, brother. Come to the rich areas, brother. Because what I can tell you is this: they're pretty good, man. But they're gonna cost. Yeah. All right, guys. It's getting positive. Okay. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Now, if you're an asshole, I'm not gonna lie. You already know what it is. So keep pushing forward, Coconuts. Thank you for all your comments, brother. Thank you for all your support. And what I can tell you is this, man. Forward we go. Why? Because backwards is a disaster. Idle time's the devil's playground. And negative people and negative thoughts destroy your life. And bottom line is you got to live your life. Why? Because it's already a disaster. Don't make it worse. Peace.